Hello everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for listening. Decided to come back on and do session 3. I know that it's been a while since I did the last video. But yeah, just want to thank you all for being a part of this walk and for being a part of Walking with Faith. This is the 3rd session, and so tonight I just thought I'd just do a little video. Tonight I want to talk about faith, and so I'll start off when she was a baby. So when Faith was little, and I'm talking 10 months, well, even when she was born, actually, she just always had something about her that was really alert. It was, you know, the way she responded, the way she looked, just the way that she was as a newborn, as a baby, up to the age of 10 months. And I just always knew that she knew things, you know. She was just really switched on. Yeah, it was just always like she knew things. She just was really alert. And yeah, around about the age of 10 months, she started walking. And around about the same time as she was walking, she was trying to talk. So her way of talking would be not necessarily really clear, but it definitely was a way that we could understand, and she communicated well with us to let her know, or to let us know, her letting us know that what she wanted. She was always on a mission. She always had this look in her eyes like, you know, let me at it sort of thing. And she's been like this her whole life, always on a mission. I always felt like I was grabbing hold of her with chains, you know, and trying to rein her in and rein her back, because she was always wanting to full steam ahead. Yeah, so I recognized this in Faith really early on, how switched on she was, you know. She understood instructions. She was shown once something, and from that one thing she was shown, she pretty much knew how to do it. She had energy levels like an ever-ready battery. They just never ran out. I remember when she was 5 months, I think she was, and back then I was trying to, you know, it was a big thing to self-soothe, for babies to self-soothe. And so I thought, oh, I'll give it a go, because she just, man, she just was always on the go. And so I would put her in her cot and let her self-soothe, which basically is cry. And man, she just would cry for ages, and I'm thinking, oh, this isn't working. So anyway, it went quiet. So I thought, oh, I'll just put my head in and just see if she's okay. So I put my head, you know, quietly behind the door. Anyway, she's like lying down, and then she's like, oh my gosh, she's seen me. So that was it. We had to start it all over again. Anyway, that self-soothing didn't work for her. Just, no, threw that out the window. Yeah, when she was 3 months old, we started at Destiny Church. Actually, that self-soothing thing must have been earlier than that, because if she was 3 months, it must have been around 3 months when I started doing that self-soothing, actually. So yeah, when she was 3 months, we started at Destiny Church. She became Baby Faith. That was her name, Baby Faith, to everyone. She was so alert, as I had already said. She took notice of everyone and everything that went on around her. And she had a very friendly, loving nature. So friendly, she was happy to go to anyone, and happy to be where the action was, of course. Our lives back then were so busy and so full on, but she fitted in to everything that we did, everywhere that we went. She was happy to go and do it all. As she grew, she would have been 2 years, and we had Elisha, her brother. She became like a mummy to him. That was, yeah, mummy Faith, baby Faith, mummy Faith. I recognised the capabilities that she had really young. Yeah, so by the time she was 2, she just was like this really capable little girl, with little hair. She had hardly any hair, and she had this lily white skin, and so she always looked so much younger than her age. And so it was quite funny, you know, as she got older and stuff like that, even though, you know, she may be 3 or 3.5, she still looked like a 2-year-old, you know, because she had hardly any hair. And so then people would get such a fright when she start talking, and like she just would talk like an adult. But yeah, she was, her constant words were to me, well, not just to me, to her dad as well, you know, I can do it, I can do it. Those were her words all the time. I can do it. And she could. It was true. She actually could. So many times I'd be like, who taught her that? Who showed her that? Because, you know, she'd be just doing things and that I know personally that I hadn't taught her. So she had seen it somewhere, but she's probably only seen it once, and she knew how to do it. So that, coupled with determination, perseverance, and persistence, got her results. And they did every time, constantly. At 2.5 years, she started at Montessori. Back then it was called Te Whare Tōtara, and usually they start them at 3 years old. Her first visit, yeah, she was 2.5. Yeah, it was pretty plain to see how capable she was. So yeah, her one visit, they were like, oh, she can start now. And she just thrived. She just loved it. And actually one of the teachers said, oh, look, she's just so determined, and her persistence and her perseverance, you know, she always is able to do things because she just keeps going and going and going until she does it. I always remember Faith being happy. Even in moments, you know, as a baby, as she cries, as babies do, or get hurt, it was just those moments. Besides, you know, getting hurt, because she was quite clumsy, besides getting hurt and crying and things like that for those instant pain, she was a happy girl all the time. She was full of life, and she loved life and people. If asked to do anything, she was happy to do it. I could say, Faith, can you go and do it? Yep, happy, go off and do it. Yeah, and so even when you say, oh, Faith, do you want to do a dance for? Yeah, happy to do a dance. She was happy to be in front of people dancing, happy to be singing, happy to be the main attention, the main focus and the main attention on her. Yeah, she loved all that sort of stuff. She loved being in front of people. She loved performing. She loved dressing up. She liked to stand out, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, those are some of the things that I just wanted to share about her. she was always loved by people, but she also loved people greatly, immensely. So I guess it was mutual, you know. She loved, they loved. And yeah, she was baby Faith to everybody. And she was like everyone's baby. We shared her with everyone. And so everyone shared their love with her also. It's like she belonged to a big whānau. Not just our little immediate. She was everyone's. Yeah, so I haven't posted for a while because it's never an easy thing to post, to do these videos, because it's always hard, you know. There's so much in my mind, there's so much in my heart that I never know what angle to come from. I never know what times I want to do it from. And when I say times, I mean ages. What age was she? What angle do I want to come from? The time frames within her life and what has happened within that time frame. Yeah, there's just so many things. But before I close tonight, I want to share a song that I sang at Faith's service. This is on the Puruporake night, the last night before we laid her to rest. And yeah, the song that I sang at her graduation to heaven. The song's called, what is it called? That My Soul Knows Very Well, I think it's called. It's by Darling Sheik. It's always been one of my favorites. Really, really, really love Darling Sheik. I love her singing. Little story. So Darlene is actually one of the names that I was going to name Faith. And I just love that name actually. But I had mentioned it to one of my cousins, and I says, oh, I'm thinking of naming our baby Faith, not Faith, Darlene. And she's like, oh, my little Darlene. And with that, I thought, no, not having that name, because I don't want people saying that, even though that was quite funny. The other name, but the first name that we named her was Justice. Justice, and I had a lot of problems naming her that because it's a copyright name. It can't be spelt that way, and it can't be pronounced that way because of the copyright, justice of the peace. So anyway, we named her that. We had said, you know, we'll spell it different, so we spelled it Justyce. But yeah, it just never felt right. If it can't be justice and how justice is spelled, then I didn't want it. So she had her name for maybe a month, and then yeah, we changed it. And then Pete and I agreed on Faith, which was really awesome because it was a name that we had both thought of, and we both loved. Yeah, it's just so bizarre how life turns out, because I never thought that name Faith, that I would have to use that name Faith to walk through my life. Yeah, so the song That My Soul Knows Very Well, the words are amazing. You make your face to shine on me, that my soul knows very well. You make your face to shine on me, that my soul knows very well. I love that, because when I think about that, I think God's face, that my soul knows God's face. You know, I've never seen his face ever, but my soul knows his face, and it shines upon me. You lift me up. I'm cleansed and free, that my soul knows very well. And that's so true. God is the lifter of my feet. I'm cleansed and I'm free. Also, that my soul knows very well. When mountains fall, I'll stand by the power of his name, and in my heart of hearts I'll dwell, that my soul knows very well. And sometimes in life we can't explain things, you know. There is no factual, when I say factual, I mean there's no physical evidence of what our soul knows. The things we know of God, you know, of spirit. You can't even explain it sometimes, but it's just something that resonates in our soul, in our heart. Yeah, anyway, I'll sing the song. You make your face to shine on me, that my soul knows very well. You lift me up, I'm cleansed and free, that my soul knows very well. When mountains fall, I'll stand by the power of your name, and in your heart of hearts I'll dwell, that my soul knows very well. When mountains fall, I'll stand by the power of your name, and in your heart of hearts I'll dwell, that my soul knows very well, and in your heart of hearts I'll dwell, that my soul knows very well. Yeah, so that's all I've got for tonight. Thank you all again for being a part of Walking with Faith.